Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monthly Measures here on Great Measures. My name is Richard. We are going to continue with our August version of Monthly Measures. This is part 2 of our part 3 series that it turned out to be. Really excited to show you these new releases. Again, I've said it 1,000 times at this point, but August was awesome for new music. A lot of cool stuff to show you guys, a lot of stuff I'm excited about, so let's just get right into it. Up first, we've got a band called Silic Larva with an EP called Brave New World. We're going to call this one Post-Adjacent Death Doom from Russia. This one was released on August 15th. I'm not sure if it was released independently or on a label. I apologize if I don't have that information. I had never heard of this band until I started digging through different releases for August, and I have to say I was completely blown away. Probably my favorite release of August. Not to say that there's anything wrong with the other ones, but this one stood out to me more than the others, and it just hit me harder. It's only 3 tracks, and if I had to say anything negative about it, it's that it only left me wanting more. The opening track is a brooding acoustic laced ballad with the frontman delivering really reflective melancholic vocals. Just as you start to settle in, the band flips the switch, launching into a powerful blend of death doom with blackened flourishes, ending on a surprisingly peaceful note at the end of the song. The second track plays a similar trick. It begins with delicate acoustics, and then it erupts into an intense textured doom track with guttural vocals and ritualistic undertones. The closer is called Hostile Emptiness. It's actually a re-recorded track from their 2003 album Agony. It's reimagined with a little bit of a modern edge. I'll say it again, I was completely overwhelmed by this one and blown away with how this one made me feel. I'll be going back and listening to more from this band in the future. Anyways, check that one out. That is Brave New World by Silic Larva. Up next, we've got an album called Coronations of the Grotesque by Castrator, death metal from New York. This one was released via Dark Descent on August the 15th. This album sticks to very classic death metal roots, channeling influences like Cannibal Corpse and Deicide with tight songwriting and sharp production, amplifying the band's intensity. The vocalists' commanding growls and piercing screams dominate, while the band tackles heavy themes like injustice and human suffering, adding depth to their brutal sound. There's also a cover of Exodus's Metal Command, which is pretty cool. Kind of stuck out in the flow of the album, but really cool. The album is a powerful step forward for Castrator, proving their place among death metal's finest. For fans of classic and old school death metal, this is a must-listen experience. And by the way, it's an all-female band. They're awesome. Go check them out. That is Coronations of the Grotesque by Castrator. Up next, we've got the homies in Farseer with an album called Portals to Cosmic Womb. This is progressive sludge from Chicago. Released independently on August 22nd. Very dark and focused. The vocals are powerful growls complemented by intricate guitar work and a solid rhythm section that drives the music. Standout tracks like Endless Waves of Obliteration and Gentleman's Bookshelf reveal the band's talent as songwriters, featuring memorable riffs and dynamic compositions. This release cements Farseer as a noteworthy presence in a very thriving Chicago metal scene. Shout out to Farseer. That is Portals to Cosmic Womb. Up next, we got an album called Leave the Flesh Behind by a band called Ashen. This is death metal from Australia. This one was released via Redefining Darkness Records on August the 22nd. This one is a 39-minute onslaught of intense death metal. This album showcases a more intricate approach, blending the rawness of classic Swedish and UK influences with some American flair. The songwriting is tight, the production elevates the sound, drawing from influences like At the Gates and Bloodbath. The track remains aggressive throughout the entire album, but there's a depth that enhances the overall listening experience. The dynamic vocal delivery adds variety, moving beyond just growls to include really intense screams. Overall, it's compelling and powerful, and it left me eager for the band's next release. That is Leave the Flesh Behind. I cannot talk today, I apologize. By a band called Ashen. Up next, we've got To Rid Myself of Truth by Signs of the Swarm. Deathcore from Pennsylvania. Released by Century Media on August 22nd. I think if you're a fan of deathcore, you probably are a fan of Signs of the Swarm. This is their 6th release, and they have yet to disappoint me. This one delves into the chaotic elements of deathcore, crafting an intense listening experience, but it transcends mere chaos and reveals raw emotions mixed with inner turmoil. The intricate guitar work shines in tracks like Forced to Forget and Natural Selection, blending melodic elements with aggressive tones. Guest appearance from artists like Will Ramos and Phil Bozeman, shout out Whitechapel, enhance the album's depth, making this album a unique fusion of brutality and vulnerability. That is To Rid Myself of Truth by Signs of the Swarm. Up next, we got one of my favorites. This is Blackbraid III by Blackbraid, black metal from New York. Released independently on August the 8th. In just 3 years since its inception in 2022, Blackbraid has made a significant impact on the black metal scene. The solo project draws profound inspiration from indigenous culture, which resonates deeply in the compositions. This album showcases a remarkable evolution in sound. It features captivating riffs reminiscent of classic influences backed by production that feels organic and rooted in nature. His vocal intensity complements the intricate instrumentation while painting pictures of a sacred, untouched landscape. With each album, his artistry flourishes, and Blackbraid III stands as a testament to his journey, blending powerful metal with an authentic cultural expression. That is Blackbraid III by Blackbraid. Up next, we've got an album called Private Music by Deftones. They really don't need much of an introduction. After a 5-year hiatus, they're back. This is Private Music, marking the longest interval between their studio albums. The album opens with the intense track, My Mind is a Mountain, showcasing powerful riffs and dynamic drumming. Among the standout tracks are Infinite Source. It pairs soaring guitar work with reflective themes. The closing track, Departing the Body, highlights the perfectly executed production of this album, concluding the album with a contemplative note and affirming that Deftones remain at the forefront of their genre and have much more to offer. That is Private Music by Deftones. Up next, we've got an album called Maleficium Part 2 by a band called Panzerchrist. This is blackened death metal from Denmark. By Emancipation Productions on August 22nd. Panzerchrist has been a force in the black and death metal world for a really long time, carving a niche with their raw, unrelenting sound. Maleficium Part 2 erupts with an opening track that hits like a storm, driven by ferocious riffs and shredding vocals. The intensity holds strong throughout the entire album, but some of the later songs shift to a brooding, more calculated delivery. Overall, this one conveys a brutal, satisfying onslaught from start to finish. Really big fan of this one. That is Maleficium Part 2 by Panzerchrist. Up next, we've got an EP called Violent Heaven by a band called Sugarspine. This one kind of came out of left field. I was shuffling through some new music. This one popped up, couldn't turn it off. This is metallic hardcore from the Netherlands. not sure about the label, this was released on August 21st. I stumbled on them while I was searching for some new releases. This one kicks off with Burnt Beyond Recognition, a track that dives straight in with raw screams and dynamic guitar work. The chorus shines with layered vocals, ideal for a live show. To Fade Quietly stands out as the most emotive track, blending melodic riffs and striking clean vocals for a memorable chorus. The title track is a standout closer that hints at Sugarspine's growing potential. Never heard of this band, but I'm a big fan now. This is Sugarspine with an EP called Violent Heaven. That's the end of part 2. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you like some of these releases. I'm excited about them. Stay tuned for part 3. That will be coming out within the next couple of days. Have a wonderful day, everybody.